I think that I had the idea I wanted to get into coaching going into college a little bit, but then once I was really playing college football and seeing all the things that college coaches do and really learning about recruiting and stuff like that, got me more interested in it. And it was really in the first couple years of college that I really started getting interested. And I think kind of after freshman, sophomore year, I was all in. Having a transfer, big part of that was COVID. Kind of brought on by COVID a little bit. So over that time I took off, I took that fall semester off, and I got to help coach at Shaker High School, my alma mater. And that was a really cool experience, getting to pretty much be as much of a full-time assistant coach as you can be for a high school team. And getting to do that, and that experience really kind of cemented into my mind that this is something I want to do. Going through the recruiting process the second time really made me listen to the recruiting pitches a little more closely and a little more of an ear for what I might be saying as a college recruiter, and also doing something the second time you just know what's more important the second time. So I was really able to focus on the things that I needed to know about. Like, I knew I wanted to go into coaching, and I wanted to hear how coaches had a plan to help their young guys that want to get into coaching start that process and find their way down the track, kind of how they help them get their foot in the door. And that was the biggest thing I saw with Lewis and Clark, was Coach Bushman and Coach Losey sat me down, Coach Jackson especially, can't forget about Coach Jackson. And they were like, yeah, this is what we do. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4. And from the first couple of weeks I was on campus, I saw them doing that stuff. And I just think hearing the recruiting pitches a second time, you can kind of really figure out the good things, the best things, and take the best things out of what people say. Me and Coach Machado met actually last summer, a year before he got here, at the Lewis and Clark Northwest Best Camp, a big showcase camp. He was at San Jose State still. I met him there for the first time, and then comes and gets the offensive coordinator job here, and that was really cool. And he's from the Bay Area, Stanford, big school there that plays D1 football. And it's camp that he's worked for a long time, and got to go down with him this year. Went for 2 days and got to meet that staff with him and a bunch of other teams that were there as well. But it's been really cool having guys like Coach Machado, and then also Noah Riley, another LC alum who's with the Ravens, who's been another really awesome guy to talk to, and it's kind of helped me get my foot in the door a little bit. One of the biggest thing is the leadership that comes with coaching, and seeing how coaches lead and expect people to lead. And that's really been my biggest focus, is being a great leader this year. And there's a certain way we got to do things to achieve the goals we want, and trying to do things like that every day. And then also just having a critical eye for things, just knowing when something can be a little bit better, when the fit isn't quite there, and there's a little adjustment you can make. I think hanging around coaches, you can really learn to nitpick and do those little tiny things well. And I think that's something that's starting to come through in our defense, is that attention to detail that coaches have, and I think that's one of the things that's going to take us to that next level we want to be at. Next goal is apply to graduate schools, to be a graduate assistant somewhere, hopefully a D1 school or a NFL intern job, one of those entry-level jobs for young coaches, and just see where the path takes me, and just keep seeing how high of a level I can get to.